Hello, I'm Greg Jamian, and welcome to Boomer Health at Home. As more baby boomers receive medical services at home, there are many questions that pop up that require sometimes quick answers. I have put together a series of short segments with healthcare professionals that will help explain how things work along with answers to common questions found in home-based care. I hope you find the following information helpful.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Boomer Health at Home. I'm your host, Ryan Donlin. On today's episode, we're going to talk about travel and some of the most knock-on-wood moments where if you are on vacation and you do get sick or injured, how can you quickly get back in the game to enjoy your vacation? And here to talk and offer an expert medical advice on that is the Assistant Director of Nursing for Ameristaff, Janet Alderman. Janet, thanks for coming today.
Thanks, Ryan.
So let's say, now, traveling, I've done it before. You have a cold or allergies or something and you want to get on a flight and it is excruciating. What can someone do pre-travel or pre-flight to help with those symptoms?
The biggest thing is, because you've planned this vacation for a long time, right? And then you get sick with the cold. So you don't want to postpone the vacation just for a cold. So if you can take like an antihistamine, that will kind of dry you up and maybe help with that. Also lots of fluids, stay hydrated, that kind of stuff. Talk to your doctor, see what else, depending on what other medications you might want to talk to him and see.
What's the best way to relieve that pressure you feel in your ears upon takeoff?
Antihistamine, chewing gum, they say will help with that. That will decrease the fluids. Little Benadryl, that's an antihistamine, might help you sleep a little bit too on the plane, depending on how long your plane flight is. And especially with kids, that tends to, they say limit the alcohol you drink. Sometimes people get on the plane, you're on vacation, but that sometimes makes the symptoms worse.
Oh, wow. Now, I know there's over-counter products like Emergency and Airborne. They're supposed to help, but do those actually work?
There's controversy on there. I guess they don't hurt, but they're not sure that they really help, because anytime you take the vitamin C, like Emergency has a lot of vitamin C in it, it's not going to do you any harm. If you have too much vitamin C in your body, you just pee it out, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But some of that zinc and other vitamins that are in those, like Airborne, all of that, it doesn't really harm you.
Okay.
So.
Now, you're perfectly healthy, you get on the airplane, people are coughing around you, it just feels like you're in the middle of a petri dish. How can you avoid getting sick while on the flight?
Well, you have to, good hand washing is a big thing. Maybe hand sanitizer, bring some with you. So if you're touching the doorknobs or if you're touching the arm rests, that kind of stuff, cover your mouth when you're coughing. Really try and boost your immunities prior to going on a flight to make sure you're not sick. If you are sick going on the plane, that's when you're more susceptible, but those kind of things. They also are saying that you can use like a saline flush in your nose, like a neti pot or saline mist, pre and post flight will help rinse that maybe germs that you got in there. They say that works. I've never tried it, but.
Yeah, okay. Now, how about something like a cruise? Sometimes people avoid cruises at all costs because of seasickness or motion sickness. What medical advice would you have to kind of combat that a little bit?
Well, I would say that there's different medicines like Dramamine or Bonnie. You can get that. You could talk to your doctor about that, but they even have wristbands that you can wear, pressure points that say that helps with seasickness, if that's what you're worried about. You can also maybe pick a cabin more in the middle of the ship so you don't get so much of the waviness. There's different things that you can do. So.
Okay, now of course you're on vacation, you get a little more adventurous, and food poisoning is always a risk.
Right.
Yeah. What now if you don't want to miss days on your vacation? Those are valuable. How can you get back in the game after contracting food poisoning?
Well, there's different, again, medicines if you need that, like Pepto-Bismol, Imodium. If you're on a ship, there's always a doctor or a nurse on the ship, and maybe can help you with some of those things. The biggest thing with food poisoning is you get dehydrated. So if you can take the water, Gatorade, Pedialyte, something like that with electrolytes back in it. Use bland foods. Don't avoid the spicy things, so doesn't prolong the effects of food poisoning. Basically, with food poisoning, it's really dehydration that will get you because it's coming out both ends, and you want to really stay hydrated.
Suppose I have to avoid the margaritas again too with that.
Exactly.
All right, now this is me right here. I have this color skin and I have red. There's no in between, so I'm in the sun. I sunburn. Irish skin, of course.
Right.
What is the best treatment or remedy for a sunburn?
Really, it is, again, staying out of the sun after that. Make sure you wear protective clothing if you are sunburned so it doesn't get worse. You can take Motrin, Aleve, that kind of stuff. Like any after sun products that have aloe in it will help keep it gets red and hot. It will keep the heat down in it. You should seek medical treatment if it's like blisters or you have a fever or chills, if you get that burned, because it can go into worse problems. You really stay hydrated, drink lots of water. You want to put that moisture back into your skin.
Okay, now if you do hurt yourself, you twist your ankle hiking or something while you're out enjoying your vacation, what do you recommend you do? Because you're obviously away from your primary care physician and you're in kind of a intimidating place. How do you handle that?
Well, it kind of depends on the injury. If you think that it's something that maybe you twist your ankle and you don't need to actually go see a doctor, you could put an ACE wrap on it, or maybe if you're on a ship, talk to the people on the ship. If you're in a hotel, a lot of times a concierge office, they'll have somebody that maybe can help you look at it where you don't have to go to an urgent care. If you're abroad, you might want to check that out before you go to see what your medical insurance coverage is and where you would go. Like I would contact the embassy if you're out of the country to see where you want to go for that injury. If you do get injured bad, maybe you broke your leg or something, you want to have a trusted hospital that you would go to, because if you're in a different country, you never know. They don't have the same standards as the United States. So.
Right. Now, what are some of the most overlooked health risks that travelers face?
I guess the biggest thing is like E. coli can be transmitted through the water. They don't have, maybe a lot of countries outside the United States don't have the same standards, so the water might be not up to par so you can get those things. But always check where you're traveling. You can go on like the CDC website, or you can contact even where you're going and see what the health risks are for that area. If even in the United States, like we've had other shows, Zika, it's a big thing. So check out and how you prevent those health concerns. Look at the area you're traveling in and what you should be, you're kind of out of your element, what you should be aware of.
Great, so a little pre-planning can go a very long way. So, well, we're out of time for today. I want to thank you, Janet, for coming on. That was some great advice, and we hope you enjoyed the show at home. And if you have any questions for Janet or about any content you saw on the show, you can call us at area code 248-288-2270, and happy travels. Thanks for watching.